where do you go to get great images for an incredibly good deal? 123RF. It's our secret go-to place for images costing as little as $1. Check it out in this video.
Alright, I want to talk to you today about a neat little tool that we use when it comes to graphics, when it comes to photos and images in particular. Now, we use this all over the place in the business, from presentation materials to blog posts. It's a website called 123RF. Now, it used to be back in the day that we used other websites for this, websites like the Getty Images sites, iStock, but they became stupendously expensive. So we started using 123RF instead. I'll just log in here so I can show you what this is about. It's very easy. All you need to do is, if you need an image on any particular topic, you type it into the search bar here and images show up that you can then buy. That's easy. So what would you use the images for? Well, let me give you an example here. One of them is in our blog. When we have a blog post, we like to add an image to it. Let's have a little look here, for example, at something recent. And you can see here, for example, here's an image about a 15-minute breakthrough. It's a clock with a 15-minute timer on it. So let's see. Here's one about fear. Here's one about a solution. You can see all these different ones here. Here's one about snoring. So let's see if we wanted to have a blog post on that one's actually an image that's a thumbnail of a YouTube video, so it's a little different. But let's have a little look, an image here if we wanted a 15-minute breakthrough. How would we find that image? Well, if I type in 15-minute breakthrough, it's not going to automatically pull up a clock, although it did pull up some interesting things. Look there, there's a clock idea, there's another clock idea, and look, it actually probably did. So that's probably how I found that one pretty quickly. If I type in just breakthrough, it's going to come up with a bunch of breakthrough style ideas. Fantastic. And if I type in 15 minutes, it's going to come up with other ideas. Okay, good. So let's say we like this one here as a timer, and I click on that. What it's then going to tell me is how I can buy it. And as long as I'm not planning to sell it on again, which I'd need a different kind of license for, I can use this standard license. And the way this thing works is with credits. So how do you buy credits? Well, at the moment you can see I've got 13 credits just sitting there in the system. And a credit is around about $1 a go. But let's just go and see if we can grab, grab some credits. 123RF. I always find it confusing when you're meant to find this. I always whip down the bottom here and hit this one where it says buy credits. And you can see here you can either get a daily subscription, you can download a pack. I don't use either of those. I use this one here where it says on demand. So I'll download 20 or maybe $40 at a time. And what you can see is the more you spend, the cheaper the credits are. But in general, I consider them to be worth around about $1 each. So if I come back to here and I've got that image we were looking at, all I need to do is select the level that I need, the resolution that I need. And you can see here these top two resolutions are for web use, so that's perfect for a blog post. I click on download and it'll show up saving onto my computer, ready to use for the blog post. One little tip, you might want to rename the actual file for your blog post to give you a little boost when it comes to SEO. So when you, for example, upload this image here, that one there, instead of leaving the name to be whatever the file is when it comes from 123RF, you might change it to 15minutebreakthrough.jpg to have a little bit of SEO relevance to your blog post. Neat little tip there. Either way, I highly recommend 123RF. One other feature which I really like is their like boxes. This allows you to collect groups of things together. So for example, over here you can see a collection I made when I was trying to figure out the title page for one of my presentations, which was about ideas, and I wound up, I think, using this one here. Other like boxes that I have, one of them I know has a whole lot of Prezi backgrounds that I use for creating Prezi presentations, and you can choose to make those ones shareable, which means they're public, or you can choose to make them private. I usually keep them private. Occasionally I share them with one of my clients. So that's another helpful feature in 123RF. But either way, a great place to buy images inexpensively for your business.